So you're TTC, you're on this fertility journey, and you're trying to figure out what foods work best for your body, what works best for your fertility, maybe the top fertility foods that you need to be eating in order to help optimize your chances of getting pregnant, right? Well, that's what I want to talk today about in this video. I want to talk to you about the fertility diet that changed my life. First, let me turn off my notifications. My name is Octavia Steen. I am the creator of Mother Mindset, a fertility coaching business where I help women of God who are trying to get pregnant naturally to overcome negative thoughts in their TTC journey and really get healthy from the inside out. So if that's you, I'm so glad that you're here, sis. And make sure that you comment down below. Let me know that you're new here so I can welcome you to the sisterhood. All right, so let's just get into this video, right? And first, before actually we get into this video, I want to remind you that I do have this entire fertility diet that changed my life in a guide, actually a free guide. And so if you go to the link down in the description, it will take you to a page where you'll be able to download the free guide, and it walks you through. It has the top fertility foods plus their functions, how they work in your body, as well as a food list with recipes and a prayer. So sis, why haven't you grabbed it yet? Go ahead and grab the fertility diet guide, and it's in the link in my description, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. So the fertility diet that changed my life. What you're not going to find in the diet guide is the point that the fertility diet that changed my life is actually twofold, right? There's two pieces to this diet. And the first one is super important, and I did not include it in the diet guide, but I'm going to include it in this video just for you. The fertility diet that changed my life is the one where I incorporate the Word of God, right? When we eat up the Word of God, when we're diving into our Bible and really ingesting ingesting and digesting what the Lord, right? What God desires of us during this journey, what He desires of us in our faith, right? Because TTC and faith go hand in hand. I mean, just look at it. TTC, waiting. Faith, waiting. Pregnancy, waiting. It goes hand in hand, sis. So if you're not yet diving into the Word of God as a Christian woman in regards to your fertility journey, I encourage you to do so today, right? We're going to look at John, the 15th chapter. John 15:5 says, I am the vine, you are the branches. He that abides in me and I in him, the same bringeth forth much fruit. For without me, you can do nothing. And this is Jesus talking, y'all. This is Jesus. Jesus is our vine. God is the gardener, but Jesus is the vine. And we're the branches, right? And a branch can't survive without being attached to something, right? A branch just on the ground is just a stick. Don't be a stick, sis. A branch on the ground is just a stick. And what does that symbolize? It's dying, right? Because it's not attached to anything. It's not attached to the source, right? We have to be attached to the source in order to continue to be fruitful in our lives, in order to continue to really get this diet, this good diet of the Word of God into us. So good. And when we do that, we're able to really hear from God and really understand what it is that He desires of us during this journey. And that's the amazing part about it, right? Because, if you're just a stick, right, and you're not attached to the branch, the tree, the vine, if you're not attached and you're just a stick, essentially you're still attached to dead things, right? When you can't be fruitful if you're attached to dead things, right? Dead things don't bear fruit, sis. So we have to get into the Word of God. We have to get into the Word of God. It says that in the 6th verse, if a man abides not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, meaning dead. And men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. What are they talking about? They're talking about hell, right? And so when we are attached to God, we're not dead. We're alive in Him, right? We're alive in God, alive in Jesus. And so that led me to think about my, my fertility journey. It led me to think about the things that I was putting into my body. Am I putting things in my body, right? Am I digesting the things that are going to allow me to bear fruit, help me to bear fruit, those top fertility foods, right? So I needed to educate myself. I needed to dive into my TTC journey and see what it is that maybe some barriers that I was having in my own TTC journey that I needed in order to get past those barriers, overcome those barriers, and really digest what it is that God and what God has provided in these whole foods to allow us to conceive, to allow us to balance our hormones and do what it is that we need to do in our fertility journeys. And that's basically what the fertility diet is a whole foods based diet. But more to it than that, it is an anti-inflammatory diet. Inflammatory foods cause inflammation in your body, right? Inflammation, PCOS, there's inflammation in that. There's inflammation in endometriosis, and there's inflammation in different diseases, conditions that, are very popular nowadays. But if we incorporate some anti-inflammatory foods to help combat the inflammation that we've been putting into our bodies, it can help us in our journeys to conceive, to have good fertility health, to have good, health overall, and help our bodies to conceive a baby and keep a baby. So that is the fertility diet, guys. That's the fertility diet that changed my life. But I have more details in that free guide. So make sure that you go and that you download that free guide. And if you need further assistance, maybe nutrition is not what it is that's difficult for you. Maybe you have some other fertility barriers that you need to overcome. I do have a fertility strategy call that you can jump on with me. You can book one today and we can talk through those barriers and see if my coaching would be a good fit for you. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for more fertility content, and I'll see you in another video. Adios.